So, 2 weeks awaiting, we finally have a One Piece chapter, and the Wano arc hype continues. So, cover page, we got, I believe that's Shanks on the cover page with a bunch of Jolly Rogers in, was it Diacloth City? So that could be one of the cities that Bartholomew was screwing around with the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, because we're still in this arc, but we're not with Columbus anymore. So, moving on, and we actually go over to the leftover town with the tea house with Suru and Okiku, and Otama's actually fixed up now, and apparently it's called the buggleweed medicine. That's what got rid of most of the contaminated poison inside of Otama. So that was quick work, and even Zora's like, "Yo, that was fast." So, but even then, Osura's like, "Yo, the 11, not all the poison's been removed from your body, so no more drinking contaminated water." The very next page, she's like, her stomach's grumbling, so she's like, "Yo, warrior shame." So she's got a water river, and we have Okiku, who's aka Liko Robin lookalike, and boy oh boy, they could be sisters. And speaking of which, she's actually patching up Zoro, and I made a comment about this. Ironic that lookalike of Robin, Okiku, is actually the one patching up Zoro, but and then Zoro comes up with, "You're a big girl, aren't you?" And the thing about it, when I didn't think much of it, but she could be from the long leg tribe. But then again, we can never be too Luffy's casual, like, "Yo, Big Mom was bigger." That Luffy's mindset's going to be changed once he bumps into Kaido, and given the way the chapter ended, that could be sooner rather than later. So, and she also there's also something with her speech bubbles when she's addressing something, and she's like, "I doth be Okiku," so I guess that's a thing to Wano. Or already assume something's going on with Okiku. She could be related. They could be related to the Azuki clan. In fact, if you look at the background, there's like I don't know, like a blanket or something with the Kazuki clan crest. Obviously on Usuru's head, she's also got a similar symbol on her hair. So yeah, so they could be related to the Kazuki clan. I'm assuming Okiku might be, given the fact she's in the visual. She's only been there a month, which I find interesting. I'll go back to that in a minute. But Okiku's like hesitant to like eat anything because obviously she's already been treated. So she's like, "Yo, I don't have anything to pay with." So it's like, no, not going through with eating the porridge or the shiriku and the child. So you're gonna make me throw it out on the street if you don't try this. So, and Sanji wouldn't like that a bit. Speaking of which, we don't get to see Sanji, Nami, Chopper, or Brook, so we don't know where they ended up yet. So they could end up reunion with the rest of the Straw Hats, or they could end up on another part of Curry, so we don't know yet. Otama pretty much just waffles down the porridge. She doesn't even blow on it because it's the first time she's actually had it. And on top of that, it's her birthday. She doesn't blow on it. Obviously, we've all had that feeling when you have boiling hot cereal and you forget to blow on it. That's what happens. So your eyes are watering and your steam's blowing out of her nose. But she hasn't eaten anything like this. And even Luffy's like, "Yo, it's the first time we've ever had porridge." And Tom's like, "Yeah, so it's the best birthday I've ever had," which is kind of sad in that regard. And then there's a quote that's actually Mochi in it, and she's actually singing Mochi in it. And then Luffy's like, "Yo, that stuff can be produced from your cheeks, can't it?" So, but apparently it doesn't fill her up or anything. Control the animals that we saw when we first got introduced to her. So she passes out, and then we get the long-awaited backstory of Lord Odin. And apparently his castle was there 20 years ago, and there's apparently a part of land or part of this border where there is food that she can eat with that's not contaminated. It's because she said, "Oh, you're kind people, so who are you?" And Luffy was actually going to spat out his Monkey D. Luffy. Zoro stopped and said, "Yo, he's Luffy Taro," and Suru already caught up onto it. So, "You're not from this land, are you?" So I actually saw a comment on Google a little bit earlier that suggested that maybe Osuru could be a traitor, or could be aligned with Kaido, because how the hell did they get there so quickly, and why was Osuru targeted specifically? So I don't know. So it could lead to something. And by the way, the same thing happened on Whole Cake Island. I mentioned this. Pudding initially turned out to be okay, but obviously we know what that led to. She misled the Straw Hats and Sanji, so the same thing could happen here with Osuru. So I'm not trusting anything until we see what happens next. And since he is in charge, obviously people all over want to live the life of luxury. That changed once he was out of the way. Obviously, we know what happened to Odin, boiled alive in hot water by Kaido. Orochi took charge, and now he's in control of all the rich food, the clean clothes, and the clean water, so they're not contaminated at all. All that's produced by the artificial devil fruits in the factories. So again, more back to the conflict that's about to take place. And we actually get to see one of the Torii gates that's I guess across the border from where the people just got left behind and forced, like it's tyranny at its worst, where the people of Wano are struggling to find stuff to eat because obviously there's not enough on their farms to grow. So because obviously that's not on their side, everything's contaminated. This chapter, Luffy, Zoro, and Ukiku end up going past the border in order to try and save Otama. We get two gifters introduced in this chapter. One of them obviously was and we actually get Batman, a gifter of Kaido, introduced into the One Piece verse. So Batman is canon in the One Piece world. So go figure. I mean, first you had Joker in Doflamingo, and now you have Batman. Overheard what Osuru was saying about the Shogun Orochi. So obviously he had a hearing 6 times greater than that of a normal being, because obviously he has bat vision. Makes sense. And then Zoro blocks the arrow that was fired at Osuru. So I don't know if she is actually a traitor or not. You can never be too sure in these arcs. So, but then Zoro's like he gets ticked off because she blurted something out. That was your reason for trying to kill her. If that arrow would have hit, she would have been dead. So Ukiku was actually looking after Otama, and then in comes obviously Batman. While this is going on, Otama's been left behind, which gives the other gifter, Gazelle, the chance to snatch her off. And he can travel 200 kilometers an hour, so that's fast because even Zoro's like, that's quick. So, and we know how fast Zoro is. So, but then in comes Ukiku. She's like, gets on Kaminu. She's like, let's go fetch Otama. And obviously Luffy and Zoro they gave chase as well, so they're with Ukiku. She grabs a sword, and apparently she's a samurai, and Luffy also grabbed the Nidai Kitetsu, so that's being brought along too. So again, that's going to go to Zoro by the end of this arc. So she grabbed the katana, and this comes from Asura. She can use it. I've never seen her do it though. So applying, she's used this sword before, so things get really interesting because she knows what's going on. So, and Zoro's like, this was totally planned, this kidnapping, and this is why people have theorized that maybe Osuru is the traitor, and that's how they got to Otama. There are 3 headliners in that city right now: Hawkins, Hold'em, and Speed. So the fact that she knows that is kind of suspicious in its own right. And then they're like, who the hell are you? Who in the world are you? And she's like, I doth be a samurai. So Ukiku was a samurai, and a giant samurai at that. So, like I was joking during my live reaction, there's Zoro's love interest right there. The third love interest besides Kuina and Robin, of course. So, but then we get introduced to, kind of got introduced to Lord Hodum. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw that jaw, that's obviously a lion type Zoan. I immediately thought of Absalom, but that's definitely not him. She says she's quite useful in her ability to control animals, so she will bring her along. So let's say, for instance, that Osuru is working for Kaido in disguise. Okay, it would make perfect sense why she would fix Otama back up. So I don't know what's going on right now. It's getting interesting, I'll say that much. Break through the barrier, we're barging in. This comes from Ukiku, and that's Bakura Town, so they're going into the city of officials and pirates. They may end up running into more of Kaido's boys, but we end the chapter with Zoro and Luffy like, let's do this. Why are you looking so happy? And then we get to see the Heart Pirates in communication with Law. We get to see Law by the end of this chapter. oh, we need to stop those idiots before they do something crazy. So yeah, I'm assuming Law's gonna make a move by using shambles. Maybe she even helps out Otama because she's definitely a plot point now. And again, Okiku could be related to the Kazuki clan. We don't know yet. So much about, I guess, the headliners and gifters. We've yet to see any of the calamities besides Jack. So we don't know where Jack is. Was a decent chapter. Obviously, Law's back in the picture again. So and he's done in the kimono, much like Zoro and Luffy, and he looks badass. So that's kind of cool. Law's probably going to use Shambles to reunite with Zoro and Luffy. So that could be an interesting trio for sure. So things are picking up. So let me know what you guys down below. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Bye.